I was born on a train, not a passenger train, though I would spend my entire life among passengers, but in the railway maintenance yard in the back of a supervisor's office, where my mother had somehow slipped in during a cold February night and given birth to 5 puppies on a pile of safety vests. They found us in the morning. A railway worker named Eugene. He stood in the doorway, coffee in hand, staring at my mother nursing her pups. "Well," he said, "that's not supposed to be there." He could have called animal control, could have had us removed, but Eugene was soft-hearted. He brought my mother water, food from a break room, a proper blanket to replace the safety vests. "Just until they're old enough," he told the supervisor. "Then I'll find them homes." But by the time we were old enough, something had changed. The railway workers had gotten attached. My siblings were adopted by various employees. One went to the station master, one to a conductor, one to a track maintenance crew chief, one to Eugene himself. But I stayed, not with any particular person, but with the station. The railway superintendent, a stern woman named Victoria Chun, made official. "The dog can stay," she said. "Stations used to have cats for pest control. We'll have a dog, but he needs to be useful. He needs a job." And so I got one. I became the station dog, the official companion of Penn Station North, the last major passenger terminal still operating with old-fashioned long-distance train service. Everything else had been replaced by high-speed rail, by buses, by planes. But Penn Station North still ran the legacy line, a nostalgic, deliberately slow passenger service that went from the city to the mountains, stopping at 12 small towns along the way. Tourists loved it. Elderly people who remembered train travel loved it. People who were afraid of flying loved it. It ran twice daily, morning departure at 8 a.m., evening return at 7 p.m., and I was there for every single one. My job, as Eugene explained it, was simple. You greet passengers. You provide comfort. You keep people calm. Trains make some folks nervous. The movement, the sounds, being in an enclosed space for 6 hours. Your job is to remind them it's safe, that it's okay. I learned quickly. I learned to recognize the nervous travelers, the ones who clutched their tickets too tightly, who jumped at the whistle, who checked their watches constantly. I'd approach them slowly, sit nearby, let them pet me if they wanted. Most wanted, "Oh," they'd say, relaxing immediately. A dog. I didn't know they allowed dogs on trains. "He's the station dog," conductors would explain. "He rides every route. He's been doing this for years." And people would relax. If a dog could ride the train calmly every day, surely they could manage one 6-hour trip. I learned the schedule perfectly. Morning train, mostly tourists and business travelers heading to the mountain resorts. Evening train, mostly locals and day trippers returning home. I boarded with the morning train, walked through all 6 passenger cars during the journey, checked on people, offered comfort, accepted pets and treats, and the occasional photo. Then disembarked at the final stop, Mountain View Station, where I'd spend the afternoon in the station master's office before boarding the return train. 6 days a week, 52 weeks a year. For 9 years, I knew every inch of those trains, every sound the wheels made on different track sections, every sway pattern in each car, every conductor by name and scent, every station stop by the specific combination of sounds and smells. The passengers changed daily, but the trains were constant. The route was constant. The purpose was constant. And I was constant too. The dog who was always there. The familiar face in an unfamiliar environment. The reassurance that everything was as it should be. Children loved me. Parents traveling with kids would seek me out. "Look," they'd say, "a dog. Can you say hi to the dog?" I'd sit patiently while small hands patted my head, while children asked questions I couldn't answer. "What's his name?" "Atticus. It says so on his collar." "Why is he on the train?" "He works here. He helps people feel safe." "Can we take him home?" "No, sweetie. He has a job to do." The children would be disappointed, but they'd understand. Even young children understood the concept of work, of duty, of belonging somewhere specific. Eugene maintained my documentation, official railway identification, vaccination records, a vest that said "working dog," Do not distract, though people distracted me constantly, and I never minded. You're the most famous employee we have, Eugene told me once. People write letters about you, post photos online. There's a social media account dedicated to tracking which trains you're on. I didn't understand social media, but I understood that people cared about me, that my presence mattered, that my job was important in ways beyond the obvious. The elderly passengers were my favorites, not because they treated me better. Everyone treated me well, but because they needed me most. They'd board the train with walkers or canes, moving slowly, carefully. They'd sit down with visible relief, and I'd find them, sit beside their seats, rest my head on the armrest. They'd pet me with weathered hands, tell me stories. I used to ride trains all the time, one old woman said. Back when this was how everyone traveled. Before planes, before highways, trains were everything. She scratched behind my ears. My husband proposed to me on a train. Did you know that? Philadelphia to Boston, 1962. He got down on one knee right in the dining car. She showed me a photo. A young couple, smiling, in love. He's gone now, she said. 10 years. But I still ride trains because they remind me of him. She cried softly into my fur. I sat still. Let her hold me. Let her grieve. That was part of my job too. Not just comfort for anxiety, but comfort for sadness, for loneliness, for the weight of living. Not every moment was gentle. There were emergencies. The time a passenger had a seizure in car 3. I was there immediately, alerted the conductor by barking, sharp, insistent. Stayed with the passenger until medical help arrived at the next station. The time a child wandered away from his parents and ended up in the baggage car. I found him, led him back. The parents were frantic, grateful. The child was unconcerned. I was following the dog, he said simply. The time an elderly man stood up too quickly and fell, hit his head, was disoriented. I stayed with him, pressed against his side, kept him calm while the conductor administered first aid. Good dog, the conductor said. You always know, don't you? You always know when someone needs help. I did. It was instinct and training and 9 years of reading human behavior, of understanding the subtle signs of distress, of knowing when to intervene. The seasons changed the passengers. Summer, families with children, tourists, hikers. Fall, leaf peepers, photographers, couples on romantic getaways. Winter, skiers, snowboarders, people visiting family for holidays. Spring, honeymooners, birdwatchers, people desperate to escape the city. But the train remained the same. The route remained the same. And I remained the same. The constant in a world of variables. The anchor in a sea of strangers. On my 9th year, things started to change. Rumors first. Whispers among the staff. They're shutting down the legacy line. Budget cuts. Not enough passengers to justify the cost. The new high-speed rail made this route obsolete. I didn't understand most of it, but I understood the tone. Fear, uncertainty, loss. Victoria Chin called a staff meeting. I sat in the corner of her office. The railway board has made a decision, she said. The legacy line will cease operations at the end of the year. We have 6 months. Silence. Heavy, terrible silence. What happens to us? Someone asked. Layoffs, Victoria said. Some of you will be transferred to other lines. Some will be offered severance. I don't have all the details yet. What about Atticus? Everyone looked at me. Victoria's face was unreadable. I don't know, she said. 6 months. That's how long the legacy line had left. That's how long I had left. At first, nothing changed. The train still ran. I still boarded every morning. Still walked the cars. Still comforted passengers. But there was a weight now. A knowledge that this was ending. The staff felt it. Eugene started taking photos of me on the train. For memory, he said. Want to remember this. The conductors were gentler with me, more affectionate, like they were saying goodbye in small increments. Even Victoria, who maintained professional distance, would sometimes call me into her office just to pet me while she did paperwork. You're a good dog, she'd say. The best station dog any railway could ask for. Past tense. It was always past tense now. The passengers noticed too. Word got out. The legacy line was ending. People who hadn't ridden in years came back for one last trip. Families who had traditions, annual autumn journeys to see the leaves, made sure to book their final ride. Couples who'd met on the train returned to reminisce. The trains were fuller than they'd been in years. Everyone wanted one last experience, one last memory, and everyone wanted to meet me. Is this really the dog? The famous station dog. Can I take a photo? I rode this train with my grandmother 20 years ago. She told me about the station dog. I didn't believe her, but here you are. I posed for countless photos, accepted countless pats, listened to countless stories about what the train meant to people, what I meant to people. It was overwhelming, exhausting, but I did it because it was my job. Until the very end, it was my job. The media came. Television news crews, newspapers, bloggers. They wanted stories about the legacy line's final days. And they wanted stories about me. The station dog's last ride, one headline read, "After 9 years of service, Atticus will take his final journey. The end of an era. A train, a line, and a dog." Victoria did most of the interviews. I sat beside her, professional, calm, even though inside I was confused. Where would I go when the train stopped? What would I do? Who would I be without this? Eugene started making calls, trying to find me a placement. "I can't keep him," he told Victoria. "My apartment doesn't allow dogs." I tried to get an exception, but they refused. "What about the other staff?" "Most are being laid off, moving. They can't take on a dog right now." Victoria was quiet. "What about transferring him to another station? Another line?" I asked. They said no. Budget cuts mean they're eliminating all non-essential positions. Station dogs are considered non-essential. That's insane. He's essential. He keeps passengers calm. He's prevented multiple emergencies. No, Eugene said, but that's the decision. More silence. "So what happens to him?" Eugene asked quietly. Victoria didn't answer. But I knew. The same thing that happened to dogs who couldn't work anymore. The same thing that happened to things the railway no longer needed. Disposal. A month before the final train, a woman came to the station. Her name was Margaret. She ran a retirement sanctuary for working dogs. "I heard about Atticus," she told Victoria. "I'd like to offer him a place." Victoria looked hopeful for the first time in weeks. "Tell me about it." "We have 40 acres upstate, 23 retired working dogs currently, police dogs, service dogs, a few farm dogs. They live out their retirement in comfort. We have staff who care for them. They get medical attention, good food, companionship." "It sounds perfect," Victoria said. "There's one thing," Margaret said carefully. "Working dogs often struggle with retirement, especially dogs with such specific jobs. They're used to purpose, to routine, to working. When that ends, they can become depressed. Some never adjust." "What do you do in those cases?" "We try everything. Exercise, training games, companionship with other dogs. But sometimes," Margaret trailed off, "sometimes the kindest thing is to let them go peacefully. If they're suffering mentally, if they've lost all quality of life, we don't force them to keep existing just because they're physically healthy." Victoria looked at me. I was lying in my usual spot by her desk. "I want him to be happy," Victoria said. "That's all I want. I'll do everything I can," Margaret promised. The final week arrived. The trains were packed. Every seat sold. Standing room only. People who'd never ridden the legacy line suddenly desperate to experience it before it was gone. I was overwhelmed. Too many people. Too many hands reaching for me. Too many voices. "There he is. I need a photo. Can I pet him? Move, I want to see him." Eugene noticed me struggling. Started limiting my time in the passenger cars. "He needs breaks," Eugene told conductors. "Don't let people crowd him." But people were disappointed. "I came specifically to see the dog," one woman complained. "He's not a show animal," Eugene said firmly. "He's a working dog who's served this railway for 9 years. Show some respect." The woman huffed, but backed off. The day of the final train, I woke up knowing, not because anyone told me, but because the energy in the station was different. Heavy, sad, final. Eugene helped me into my vest, the special one, the one that said Atticus, station dog, Penn Station North. 2015 to 2024. Victoria had commissioned it specially for this day. "You look very handsome," Eugene said, voice thick. He was crying. I licked his hand. "I'm going to miss you so much," he said. "These 9 years, you've been the best part of this job, the best part of this place." He held me. "I hope you'll be happy. Wherever you end up, I hope you'll be okay." The final train departed at 8 a.m. Every seat filled. Press photographers on board. Television cameras. The mayor gave a speech before departure. About history. About tradition. About the end of an era. I sat on the platform. Beside Victoria. Beside Eugene. Beside all the conductors and staff who'd worked this line. Everyone was crying. The whistle blew. The train began to move. And I boarded. One last time. I walked the cars slowly, taking in every detail. The worn velvet seats. The brass fixtures. The windows that framed the countryside. The faces of passengers, some familiar from previous rides, most new. All of them sad. All of them aware they were part of something ending. In car 3, I found the elderly woman, the one whose husband had proposed on a train. She was there, 93 years old now, frail, sitting by the window. She saw me and smiled. "Hello, Atticus," she said. "I came for the last ride. Had to. For him." She showed me the photo again, the young couple. "This is my last train ride too," she said softly. "I'm too old for this now. My daughter had to drive me here. She's worried I won't survive the trip." She laughed, dry, sad, but I had to come, had to say goodbye to the trains, to you, to this whole world that's disappearing. I sat with her, rested my head on her lap. "Thank you," she whispered, "for being here, for all of it." The journey passed in a blur. Station stops, passengers boarding and disembarking, photos, tears, so many tears. At Mountain View Station, the final stop, there was a ceremony, more speeches, more cameras, a plaque unveiled, commemorating the legacy line, commemorating 9 decades of service. My name was on it, Atticus, station dog, who served with distinction and brought comfort to thousands. People applauded. I didn't understand why. I'd just done my job. The return journey was quieter, somber. People were processing, grieving. In car 5, a young girl approached me, maybe 8 years old. "Are you sad?" she asked. I looked at her. "My mom says you don't have a home now, that the train is your home and it's going away." She sat down beside me. "I don't understand why they're closing it. Everyone loves this train. Everyone loves you. Why do good things have to end?" Her mother came over. "Sweetie, leave the dog alone." "But Mom, he's sad. Look at him." The mother looked at me, really looked, and I saw her see it. The confusion, the loss, the understanding that my entire world was ending and I didn't know why. She knelt down. "I'm sorry," she said to me. "I'm so sorry this is happening to you." She started crying. Her daughter hugged her. "It's okay, Mama. Maybe someone will give him a new home. Maybe someone will love him. Maybe." But love wasn't the same as purpose. We arrived back at Penn Station North at 7 p.m. The final arrival. The platform was packed. Hundreds of people, railway enthusiasts, former passengers, city officials, all there to witness the end. The train pulled in. The conductor made the final announcement. "Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the Legacy Line's final journey. On behalf of the railway, thank you for riding with us for 92 years. Thank you for your memories. Thank you for your loyalty." Pause. "And thank you to Atticus, our station dog, who has served with us for 9 years. He has been the heart of this line, the soul of this station. We will miss him." Applause. Deafening applause. I didn't want applause. I wanted the train to run again tomorrow. I wanted my job back. I wanted purpose. Margaret picked me up the next day. Her sanctuary was 2 hours north. I rode in her van, looking out the window, watching the world pass. No train sounds, no passengers, no purpose. The sanctuary was nice, clean, spacious. The other dogs were friendly, but they were all like me, lost, purposeless. Dogs who'd worked their entire lives and now had nothing to do. A German shepherd who'd been a police dog. "I used to track suspects," he told me. "I was good at it, the best. And then I got too old, too slow. and they retired me. A Labrador who'd been a guide dog. I led my person for 8 years, and my eyes started going. They gave her a new dog. I haven't seen her since. A Border Collie who'd been a search and rescue dog. I found 12 people, 12 lives saved. Then I injured my back. Couldn't climb anymore, so they retired me. We all had the same story. Purpose. Then loss. Then this. A comfortable prison for dogs who didn't know how to not work. Margaret tried everything. She gave us tasks. Atticus, can you bring me that toy? I brought the toy. Good boy. But it wasn't the same. It wasn't meaningful. It was make work, busy work, pretend purpose for a dog who'd had real purpose. She introduced me to the other dogs. Maybe you'll make friends. Maybe you'll find companionship. I tolerated the other dogs, but I didn't want friends. I wanted passengers. I wanted trains. I wanted my job. She took me on walks, long walks through the property. Exercise is good for you. Fresh air, nature. But I didn't want nature. I wanted platforms. I wanted the smell of diesel. I wanted the sound of wheels on tracks. She meant well. I knew that. But she couldn't give me what I needed, because what I needed didn't exist anymore. I stopped eating. Not deliberately, just lost interest. Food didn't matter. Nothing mattered. Margaret noticed. Called the vet. The vet examined me. Physically, he's fine. This is psychological. Depression. Common in retired working dogs. What can I do? Tried different activities. Enrichment. Puzzle toys. Training exercises. Margaret tried, but nothing worked. I was fading. Not dying. Just ceasing to exist in any meaningful way. Eugene came to visit. 2 months after the final train. He sat with me in the yard. Hey, buddy, he said. I miss you. Everyone misses you. He showed me his phone. Photos of the station. Now quiet. Empty. The platforms unused. The track silent. They're tearing it down, he said. Next month. Turning it into condos. Can you believe that? 92 years of history. Gone. He scratched behind my ears. I'm sorry, Atticus. I'm so sorry we couldn't save a line. Sorry we couldn't save your job. Sorry we couldn't give you what you needed. I leaned against him. You were the best station dog any railway could have asked for, he said. I want you to know that. You mattered. Every passenger you comforted. Every child you made smile. Every nervous traveler you calmed. It all mattered. He was crying. I hope you can find a way to be happy. I hope this isn't how your story ends. You deserve better. He left, and I was alone again. Margaret called a meeting with her staff. I was lying in my usual spot, pretending to sleep, but listening. Atticus isn't improving, she said. If anything, he's getting worse. He's lost 12 pounds. He barely moves. He doesn't engage with anything. What are our options? Someone asked. We keep trying, keep working with him, hope he eventually adjusts. And if he doesn't, silence. Then we have to consider quality of life, Margaret said quietly. If he's suffering, if he has no joy, if he's just existing. You put him down? I'd give him peace, Margaret corrected. There's a difference. More silence. How long do we give him? The staff member asked. As long as he needs, Margaret said. But we need to be realistic. Some dogs never adjust. Some dogs are so bonded to their work that without it, they can't find a reason to keep living. That's heartbreaking. It is, Margaret agreed. But sometimes love means letting go. That night, I dreamed of the train, of walking through the cars, of passengers smiling when they saw me, of children laughing, of the rhythmic sound of wheels on tracks, of purpose. I woke up, still in the sanctuary, still empty. And for the first time, I understood what Margaret had been considering. Death, mercy, an end to this hollow existence. And I wasn't afraid. I was ready. If this was all there was, comfortable confinement without purpose, then what was the point? Better to end it. Better to sleep forever than to live without reason. But then something happened. A letter arrived. Margaret read it in her office. I was nearby. Oh my God, she breathed. She called me over. Atticus, listen to this. She read aloud. Dear Margaret, my name is Eleanor Wright. I'm the elderly woman who rode the Legacy line regularly, the one whose husband proposed on a train. I met your dog, Atticus, many times over the years. I'm writing because I've been following his story. I know the line closed. I know he's struggling. I'm 93 years old. I live alone in a small apartment near the old Penn Station North. And I ride the city metro every day. Not because I need to go anywhere, but because trains are all I have left of my husband, of that life, of that world. I ride the metro for 2 hours every morning, just sitting, remembering, and I'm very alone. I was wondering, would Atticus like to ride trains again? Not as a station dog, but as my companion. We could ride together every day for as long as I have left. I can't give him his job back, but I can give him trains. And maybe he can give me companionship. Maybe we can help each other. If you think this is appropriate, please contact me. Margaret looked at me. What do you think? Would you like to ride trains again? Eleanor lived in a 5th floor walk-up. No elevator. She climbed those stairs every day. But determinedly, her apartment was small, filled with photos. Her husband, her children, her grandchildren. A life fully lived, but also lonely. Everyone gone or grown. Just her and her memories. Welcome home, Atticus, she said when Margaret brought me. Home. I didn't know if this could be home, but I was willing to find out. The routine began the next morning. Eleanor woke at 6 a.m., made tea, toast, fed me. Then we walked 6 blocks to the metro station. She moved slowly, used a cane, but she moved. We entered the station. She bought an all-day pass, and we boarded the train. It wasn't the Legacy line. The metro was different, faster, louder, more crowded, but it was still a train. The sounds, the movement, the swaying motion, the stops and starts. It was close enough, and something in me woke up. Not fully, not like before, but a spark, a small flame where there had been nothing. Eleanor noticed. You like this, don't you? She said, petting my head. I thought you might. We rode for 2 hours, just riding. No destination, just movement. Eleanor would sit by the window, watch the city pass. I'd sit beside her, alert, watching the passengers, not working, but aware, present. After 2 hours, we'd return home. Eleanor would rest. I'd sleep, and we'd do it again the next day. After a week, Eleanor added something. Atticus, she said on the train. See that woman? The one who keeps checking her watch. I looked. Young woman, business attire, nervous energy. She's anxious, Eleanor said. Can you help her? Could I? I approached slowly, sat near her. The woman looked down. Oh, she said, a dog. Are you allowed on here? He's a service animal. Eleanor called from across the aisle. He's very good with nervous travelers. The woman's face softened. I'm interviewing for a job, she said to me. I'm terrified. What if I mess up? What if they don't like me? I leaned against her leg. She petted me. You're very calm, she said. I wish I could be that calm. We rode 3 more stops together. By the time she got off, she was smiling. Thank you, she said. To both of you. I feel better now. Eleanor smiled at me. See, you still have work to do. It became a game. Eleanor would spot nervous passengers, lonely passengers, sad passengers, and she'd send me over. Not officially, not as a job, just as who I was, a dog who knew how to comfort, a dog who'd done it for 9 years on a different train, and I was good at it. I knew the signs, the body language, the facial expressions. I knew who needed me, and I'd go to them, sit with them, let them pet me, offer wordless comfort. Some days we'd help 3 people, some days 10, some days just 1, but every day there was purpose, small purpose, not official purpose, but purpose nonetheless. Word spread. Passengers started to recognize us. There's the old lady and her dog. They're here every day. I love seeing them. People would wait for our regular morning train, would sit near us, would strike up conversations with Eleanor. How long have you been riding? Every day for 50 years, Eleanor would say. Well, not quite every day, but close. Why? My husband and I fell in love on trains. After he died, trains became my way of staying close to him. That's beautiful. And Atticus here? He used to be a station dog on the Legacy line. When it closed, he was lost. So now we ride together. We keep each other company. People would look at me with understanding. You're that dog, they'd say. I read about you. The famous station dog. Not so famous anymore, Eleanor would say. Just a dog on a train with an old woman. But we're happy. And we were. Not the same happiness as before. Not the happiness of official purpose and important work. But the happiness of showing up every day. Of being present. Of mattering in small ways. Eleanor's health declined slowly. She was 93 when we started riding together. 95 now. The stairs were getting harder. The walks to the station more difficult. Some days she'd stop halfway, breathing hard, hand on her chest. Just a moment, Atticus. Just let me catch my breath. I'd wait, patient. We'd continue. One day, she didn't wake up at 6 a.m. I went to her bedroom. She was in bed, awake, but not moving. I can't do it today, she said. I'm sorry. I'm just too tired. I jumped on the bed, lay beside her. Tomorrow, she promised. We'll ride tomorrow. But tomorrow she was worse. Her daughter came, a woman in her 60s I'd never met. Mom, you need to see a doctor. I'm fine. You're not fine. He can barely get out of bed. I'm 95. This is what 95 looks like. The daughter insisted. Called an ambulance. Eleanor was taken to the hospital. I wasn't allowed to go. The daughter looked at me. What do we do with the dog? Call Margaret, Eleanor said from the stretcher. The sanctuary. She'll take care of him. Mom, just do it, please. They took her away. Margaret came that evening. Back again, Atticus, she said gently. Let's get you to the sanctuary. I didn't want to go back. Back to the comfortable. Prison. Back to the emptiness. But I didn't have a choice. Eleanor lasted 3 days in the hospital. Pneumonia, they said. Common in elderly patients. Margaret got the call. Eleanor Wright has passed away. She left instructions. She wants you to have her Metro Pass for Atticus. She's paid for it through the end of the year. She wants him to keep riding. She says, don't let him forget he still has work to do. Margaret looked at me. Do you want to keep riding? Yes, but not alone. Not without Eleanor. What was the point? Margaret had an idea. What if you rode with me, she said. A few days a week. I could take the metro to the city for errands. You could come. You could still help passengers. It wasn't the same, but it was something. We started the next week, Tuesday and Thursday mornings. Margaret and I would board the metro, ride for an hour. I'd move through the cars, find the people who needed me, sit with them, offer comfort. It was sporadic, inconsistent, but it was work. One Tuesday, a month after Eleanor died, something happened. We were on the train. A young boy, maybe 6, was having a meltdown, screaming, crying, hitting his mother. Other passengers were staring, judging. The mother looked exhausted, overwhelmed, on the verge of tears herself. I approached, sat down near the boy. He stopped mid-scream, looked at me. Dog, he said. His mother looked shocked. Sam. Honey, you can look at the dog, but don't touch. Dog, Sam said again, reaching out. I moved closer, let him touch my head. He pressed his face into my fur, stopped crying completely, just held me. His mother started crying. He's autistic, she said to Margaret. He doesn't do well with strangers or crowds. Trains are usually impossible, but he loves dogs. I didn't know, I didn't think. It's okay, Margaret said. We rode 3 stops with them. Sam held onto me the entire time. When they got off, the mother knelt down. Thank you, she said to me. Thank you so much. You have no idea what you just did for us. I did, though. I knew exactly what I'd done. I'd helped. The way I'd always helped. The way I was meant to help. Margaret posted about it online, on the social media account people had made about me years ago. Atticus is back, not on the Legacy line, but on the City Metro, Tuesday and Thursday mornings. If you see him, say hello. The response was immediate, overwhelming. People started showing up on Tuesday and Thursday mornings, looking for me, wanting to see the famous station dog one more time, wanting photos, wanting stories, wanting to pet me and tell me they remembered the Legacy line, that they missed it, that I mattered. It was too much again. Margaret had to limit my time. He's not a celebrity, she told people. He's a working dog. Please respect his space. But people meant well. They just wanted connection, wanted to be part of something that had mattered, something that was mostly gone. A year passed. Then 2. I was 13 now, old for a dog, ancient for a working dog. My legs hurt. My eyes were clouding. I slept more, but I still rode the metro, still helped passengers, still had purpose. Small purpose, inconsistent purpose, but purpose nonetheless. Margaret knew it was coming. He's slowing down, she told her staff. He's in pain. Not terrible pain, but pain. Should we stop the metro trips? I don't know. They're all he has. Without them, I'd have nothing. And we both knew what that meant. The end came on a Tuesday morning. My favorite day. Metro day. Working day. We boarded the train. I walked through the cars. Found a woman crying quietly by the window. Sat beside her. She petted me. "Thank you," she whispered. I needed this. I stayed with her for 3 stops. Then moved on. Found a child who was scared of the tunnel. Sat with him until we emerged into daylight. Found an elderly man who reminded me of Eugene. Rested my head on his lap. Gave him comfort. Did my job. One last time. When we got off at our stop, I collapsed. My legs gave out. Margaret caught me, lowered me gently to the platform. Atticus. I couldn't get up. My body was done. I'd given everything. "It's okay," Margaret said, crying. "It's okay. You did so well. You've been doing so well." Someone called for help. But we both knew. This was it. The vet came. Right there on the platform. Margaret held me. "You were such a good dog," she said. "Such a good station dog. Such a good metro dog. Such a good helper." The injection. The warmth. The letting go. And then, I'm on a train. But not the metro. Not the legacy line either. Something else. Something beyond. The cars stretch infinitely. Filled with every passenger I ever helped. Eleanor is there. Young again. Sitting by a window. "There you are," she says. "I've been waiting." Eugene is there too. And Victoria. And the elderly woman whose husband proposed on a train. And the child with autism. And the nervous travelers. And everyone I ever comforted. Everyone I ever served. All of them here. All of them smiling. "Welcome aboard, Atticus," the conductor says. It's Thomas, Eleanor's husband, young and happy. "This train never stops," he says. "And it always needs a station dog. Think you can handle it?" I can. I will. Forever. Because I am a station dog. Not was. Am. And this train, this eternal train, will always need me. And I will always be here. Working. Serving. Comforting. Forever.